I cannot enter.
Woe to you, nations of hypocrites. For in front of you stands the tall queen. You can but...
Can that be Doris Fletcher's voice? Where does it come from?
But when you burn and die, she will rise and be queen again.
I have this thirst for blood.
Who are you? You who dared enter my realm. Are you here to worship or mock me?
I'm here to put an end to the vampire epidemic, Miss Fletcher.
Ah. But Doris Fletcher is no more. She was consumed by this putrid flesh that now enshrouds her.
You feel anger for what happened to you, but I can help you. I'm a doctor, Miss Fletcher.
Doris Fletcher is no more. All that remains are the dreams of the queen she was, and the queen she'll be. Until then, all shall die, for that was her final wish. Hear and obey, for your queen commands you. Attack! Behold, Kinslayer, the disgrace of the Will she be the queen again once they all share her fate? My children, my beloved, die for the love of God. I smell your... Wait. I beg you, wait.
What?
I don't want to die.
And I did not come to kill you, Miss Fletcher.
Will you spare me then? Save this cadaverous carcass of mine. Does your heart beat a little faster now? You fancy me then, Doctor?
No, Miss Fletcher. My dead heart will beat for only one.
Ah! Is she pretty? Is she sweet and tender?
To me, yes.
Ah! I hate her already.
I know. And this is partly why you must be destroyed.
But you just said...
That I did not come here to kill you, yes. But I realize now the threat you embody must be stopped.
Will I be remembered? Will you?
You were Doris Fletcher, the greatest actress of her generation. No one can take that from you.
Thank you. And farewell. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Farewell, Doris.
Bravo! So dramatic. I love it.
McCullum!
How strange I seem to find you whenever I'm inquiring about that Skal infestation.
I mean you no harm.
I'm not here for you. But once I've put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I'm sure we'll have a little chat, you and me.
Stay away from me, McCullum. You and all your war dogs.
That I can't guarantee, Dr. Reed. But I'll let you go. For now.
I should probably leave the theater right now. It's locked, all right. The West End should be safe now. But London is not. It would be wise to benefit from the Ascalon's protection while I continue my research during the Great Hunt. These people want me dead. I need to leave now. So Doris just needed to be close to her audience to infect them. Contagion through skin. Very disturbing. Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening.
Do you need...
Indeed. My mother.
Goodbye.
She's been...
Good evening.
I may have...
Good evening.
I may...
Good evening.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell.
I'm hungry. Where shall I eat tonight?
Who could... Yes, sir?
I found an old letter written by my father and
Your father wanted me to give you this letter for your 35th birthday.
I realize now you knew my father better than I did.
No, sir. Mr. Reed was not exact... I fulfilled my promise to your father. This house is now yours, murderous son.
It has been such a long time since I last.
Thank you for releasing me. I can finally say the name of my torturer. It's Jacob Blackwood.
We meet again, Mr. Kimura.
Dr. Reed.
We must both be nocturnal.
Breathing the cold night air helps.
What can you tell?
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for...
What did he say?
He constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering...
And why didn't he?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to...
Which stuff?
That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some...
Tell me, Tadao, why was your abductor so interested in your passion for astronomy?
I dunno. We met a few times at the Royal Greenwich Observatory.
Yes. Astronomy is a
Stars are not just dots in the sky, Doctor.
You're right. But children...
Protection by the light of the star.
Draco. My favorite.
Memory's a strange thing. I can recite without hesitation.
Did he fake his interest in astronomy?
No. In his madness,
How is the situation?
I've heard rumors about armed men patrol...
May I ask you what you do?
I was a landlord. A wealthy one.
Why this sudden appeal?
I was already feeling nostalgic about Weymouth.
Why are you so nostalgic?
I was focused so much on making money, I almost forgot.
Have you no friends?
Over the years, I'm afraid my greed turned me into my...
Those you grew up with, didn't...
Would you believe I was once a member of poetry circles?
Have you heard any?
I was not only a bad landlord, I was also a...
At least now you're ready to go back and see them. But
You make it sound like you suffered from an absent father, you...
can you change? And is it what you really want?
I've seen what an altruistic gesture can do. Nothing forced you to save me, Dr. Reed.
Believe me, Mr. Kimura, I've met a few good Samaritans, but
I don't intend to be a saint.
Goodbye, Mr. Good evening, Mr.
Good evening. My family. I will never see them again. Will they ever know I died here? Will they remember me?
Hello? Anyone there?
Leave me alone. Whatever.
Clarence, it's me.
No, you're not. You only look like him, but you're dead.
Come on, Clarence. It's me, John.
All right, I'll let you in. But you promise you... What do you want from me? No, I know what you want. Step back! Don't come any closer!
Clarence, you need to calm...
You're responsible for all of this.
What are you talking about?
You're one of them, aren't you?
What are you going to do?
I will leave the city. Even the country, I promise. I will...
What can you tell me?
What do you want to know? The address of...
Goodness, Clarence.
All right, don't get mad. Lots of people have...
Do you now realize that you...
Yes, I know it's true now.
She never believed your vampire stories.
Yes. Vampires indirectly forced my beloved wife to want to kill me.
You don't seem resentful toward...
I can't hate her.
Are you in trouble financially? The house...
You want to know if I spent my fortune to warn the world against you and your kind? Yes.
I don't need your...
I thought it was my duty to warn people. But...
I was just remembering the old times.
Why? We were friends.
You need some rest.
What do you want from me?
Clarence.
You fooled me, old chap. Please, don't let me become like you.
Between men and women.
Always a pleasure to see you, sir.
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Ashbury. Only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report. We'll talk later.
Lord Redgrave can play with the brave all he wants, but I won't put a foot outside until the Pre-Wen end their hunt.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Have a drink and enjoy this night, for it could be our last. Have you heard the rumors of some horned vampire revealing himself and singing obscure songs around the city? What is this new malevolence?
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lance Bearer. Please, tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
But some questions remain.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reed. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Before I go...
All right, I'm listening.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
Did he choose me?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it is entirely mine.
How would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years.
So shall I just let him drink my blood?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow.
Is there any danger?
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis. They die for good. But Mr. Dawson has been preparing himself for a long time.
You invited Lady Ashbury. Wouldn't that be breaking one of your cardinal rules? No women allowed.
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
So it's a temporary admittance, then?
Something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
Goodbye, Lord.
Understandably, you have...
Goodbye.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall. And yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him. I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
You're feeble!
is despicable. It's locked.
Die, newborn! Show me your... Foolish echo! Give me your blood! Show me your power, newborn! Your For Ascalon!
Louise's father was determined to find and save her. It's locked, all right. It's locked. can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
You London vampires are so weak!
Disgusting asshole! Vampire will never be your wife! How long are you gonna keep me locked in here? Disgusting asshole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife!
Miss Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reed. I managed to track you down thanks to your father.
So my father really was looking after me. This man, this vampire told me my father was dead. Is it true?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your loss. But you are free to go, as your abductor is no more.
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't he?
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse, where I found his notes describing where he might find you. You should read them.
I must find my father's body. He deserves a proper burial.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. You should return to a safer place, Miss Teasdale.
Thank you for your sympathy, Doctor.
Goodbye.
not be forgotten. Good evening, sir. May I...
I'm conducting an investigation about the...
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, from the Pembroke Hospital.
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir.
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it. With just one phone call.
What are you investigating?
I have a missing woman, possibly abducted a few nights ago. Louise Teasdale.
Tell me about Louise T.
She's a waitress. Her father reported her missing.
Do you have any idea where she could be?
No. But I feel she's been abducted.
What are you... Tell me...
She's a waitress.
Do you have...
No.
What can you
I'm the one asking questions.
And what about...
We both know the situation is...
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss...
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting?
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicide.
Why are you...
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you...
I'd like to report a name, Inspector. Jeffrey McCullum.
Then I'll write the name down and try...
What are you really...
I told you.
What about the situation in the East End?
I know, it's a shame, but we just...
Do you work alone?
Yeah.
Do you need medical...
I'm afraid...
You'll quickly feel...
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
What are you...
I told...
What are you...
I told...
What are you...
I told...
Tell me all you...
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds...
How could different kill...
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doc...
It's locked.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet.
I beg your pardon.
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly.
You are the leader.
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise.
The cards told you.
Yes, they tell me everything. They've told me of your unquenchable thirst.
Is there anything you could tell me about?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion.
True. Aloysius was a member.
Can you read the cards for me? Yes, I am.
It will cost you 100.
Perhaps tell me about yourself.
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you...
Some believe you to be a
guard of Priwen. Who else? For a time, they sent spies.
Did they steal anything?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look.
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask...
For how long?
It was 15...
What do you make of Dr.
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man.
What can you...
I really don't know.
So, you see nothing in the stars for me?
Oh, I can tell you many things. But they will only concern you, not...
Do the card?
No. It's the...
Read my...
You have been chosen, Jonathan.
Can you read...
Put the money on the table.
Perhaps... Do you require... You'll feel better.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye, sir.
I rarely want... Perhaps London will survive the epidemic, but I see terrible
locked, all right.
trials awaiting in the future.
It's locked, all right.